This episode of Tour the World is brought to you by Evergreen Tours, a world of discovery, and Antler, the champions of lightweight luggage. G'day there and welcome to Tour the World. Real people, real travel experiences. Now, we get to join Aussie tour groups exploring some amazing destinations, but sometimes you don't have to travel very far to find something absolutely incredible. And this week we are a guest of Evergreen Tours on their Kakadu and Kimberley Explorer. It's our very own Wild Wild West. Time for the big five for this big trip, and we learn the art of choosing the perfect piece of Indigenous art. There's a fair dinkum feast of Aussie favourites to enjoy. Thousands of years of natural history are on display at the amazing Bungle Bungles. It's good vibes and free hugs all round at the fabulous Courthouse Markets in Broome. And we relax on an amazing Yellow Waters cruise for a spot of croc spotting in Kakadu. Our 11-day adventure begins in cosmopolitan capital, Darwin, before heading east to explore the wonders of Kakadu National Park. On to Katherine and the world-famous Katherine Gorge. Then Kununurra for our chance to see the Bungle Bungles. Down to Halls Creek and cross-country to Broome, where the sun sets on fabulous Cable Beach. It's not until you visit this part of Australia that you begin to realise just how big this incredible country of ours is, which makes touring such a great way to see everything the region has to offer. This tour covers vast distances and all the key sites along the way are included in the itinerary. So you can just sit back, relax and take it all in. And to enjoy some good old-fashioned hospitality along the way. Evergreen offers a deluxe style of touring and we're on tour, so we're going to need a tour guide. So why do you think touring is such a great way to explore the top end?
Well, the top end can be a bit difficult. It's long distances. As you can see, it's very hot, very humid. A long way sometimes between fuel stations, roadhouses, this sort of thing. And also there's a lot up here that you actually don't get to know about unless you've got an expert taking you there. So if you're doing it on a tour, it takes away all the hassle of driving, falling asleep, long straight roads, wondering whether you've got enough fuel, all that sort of thing. You can sit back, enjoy it, and get shown some of the best parts of the territory.
What is your favourite part of this tour? What are you looking forward to showing us the most?
Probably one of my favourites is tomorrow. We go to Kakadu, and Kakadu is just this vast World Heritage listed wilderness. And we do a cruise, and we go out onto the Yellow Waters, out to Kawinda. We see, hopefully, big salty crocodiles, loads and loads of bird life. And then, of course, you've got the other aspect of Kakadu, which is the most amazing Aboriginal rock art, which dates back, thousands of years. So it's a whole combination of different things. Really good day.
Time to cover off a few of the basics. The accommodation on this tour is excellent, and as you would expect, the hotels in the bigger centres, like Darwin and Broome, offer exceptional amenities. Most hotels have pools, which are a welcome way to cool off in the evenings. Or just relax with a cocktail in the hotel lounge. Expect the hotels in the smaller outback centres to be clean and comfortable with their own unique style. Transport is by luxury air-conditioned coach with large windows and reclining seats. There's full commentary along the way from Hayley and our coach captain, Brett. We're travelling with about 30 Aussies and there are a variety of ages on board. The tour has a relaxed pace with plenty of time for sightseeing, so you never feel rushed. And there are plenty of opportunities to get to know your fellow passengers. World Heritage listed Kakadu is a spectacular natural and cultural landscape, and it's just one of the world famous national parks that you'll visit as part of this tour. Now, the traditional owners invite you to come, relax, sit on the country, feel the spirits, and then go home and feel the same way. Now, that is an invitation I am happy to accept. Our tour begins with a visit to beautiful Litchfield National Park, south of Darwin. First stop, the magnetic termite mounds, where these prolific builders of the bush construct their amazing air-conditioned castles to keep their queen and her subjects at just the right temperature day and night. Now, they say there are two things that are certain in life: taxes and kicking the bucket at the end of it. Well, add a third one to the list here in the territory: crocodiles. They are a fact of life, salties, freshies, so much so that kids are taught to be croc safe. If you're swimming and there's a sign, obey it. If there's no sign, assume there's a crocodile in residence. The tranquil billabongs are home to an array of wildlife, although there's one local I'm not so keen to meet. And we soon arrive at our destination, the wonderful Wangi Falls in the heart of Litchfield. With its fabulous swimming hole and the chance to cool off from the scorching heat, Wangi is very popular with day trippers from Darwin. But there's plenty of room for a splash or a swim out to the magnificent falls. Well, no visit to Litchfield National Park would be complete without a dip here at Wangi Falls. Now, don't call it Wangi like I did, it's Wangi. It's 99.9% croc-free, which I suppose is okay, but it's absolutely spectacular. On to one of the highlights of this tour, Kakadu National Park. Our first stop is the wetland area known as Yellow Water and a cruise on the spectacular Yellow Water Billabong and South Alligator River. The cruise is an included activity on this tour. These wetlands are renowned for their abundant bird life, and the cruise is a breathtaking experience. The cruise takes about 1.5 hours and includes full guided commentary from our local guide, whose wonderful knowledge of the wildlife we meet makes this experience even more special. And it's not long before we meet our first crocodile, the world's largest living reptile, which has remained largely unchanged for millions of years. Kakadu Air offers 30-minute scenic fixed-wing or helicopter flights over the park. We're soon airborne, and up here the true size of Kakadu becomes clear. And we'll return to Kakadu later in the show. On to the next of our cruises and the world-famous Katherine Gorge. Located in the Nitmaluk National Park, Katherine Gorge is actually a series of 13 gorges, and we visit 1 and 2 with a short walk in between. The colours of the soaring sandscape escarpments are stunning. Now, with the temperatures soaring into the 40s, one essential item of kit for this tour is a good hat. Across the border and into the Kimberley region of WA for a change of pace, as we enjoy a high-speed cruise down the mighty Ord River from the Ord River Dam at Lake Argyle to Kununurra. This spectacular 55-kilometre trip includes commentary from our expert guide on the Ord River scheme, which was completed in the early 70s. Today, the river is a haven for wildlife, and there's plenty to see along the way. Halfway through our cruise, and a seemingly unscheduled stop by the riverbank turns out to be a surprise afternoon tea. Well, this is a nice surprise, isn't it, ladies? Yes, yes. We're here on the banks of the spectacular Ord River, which is actually a lake, but you'll need to Google that one if you want to know more about it. Very interesting, though. I've got one eye out for crocs, freshies. They won't eat much. And I've got one eye on this delicious-looking date slice. Is it nice?
That's beautiful.
Lovely. I'll have a go at it right now. Very good.
Have another one.
Please do. Back on the river, and as we make our way on to Kununurra, we're treated to a fabulous sunset, Kimberley style. There's one final cruise on this tour, and like each of the others we've experienced, it's completely unique. The magnificent Geeky Gorge north of Fitzroy Crossing in the West Kimberley was part of a great reef 350 million years ago. We sit back, relax and enjoy the ride as the cruise meanders through this beautiful landscape with the expert assistance of our local guide. There are over 5,000 Indigenous rock art sites in Kakadu that combine to form one of the oldest continuous histories of any group of people in the world. Norlangi is one of the most accessible sites, and a visit here is an included activity on this tour. Time for an ancient history lesson at the amazing Bungle Bungles. We're visiting the Bungle Bungles with Sling Air and East Kimberley tours. We take a fixed-wing flight from Kununurra and head south across Lake Argyle, the second largest reservoir in Australia, and on to the spectacular World Heritage-listed Purnululu National Park. And it's not long before we land at the base of the range to continue our journey by four-wheel drive and on foot. We're taking the 3-kilometre trek with a packed lunch to the famous Cathedral Gorge, which takes about an hour at a leisurely pace. Walking beneath these silent monoliths is a truly humbling experience. Our guide explains the history of some of the rock formations which are slowly being eroded away. Our day ends back at camp with a refreshing afternoon tea before we board our return flight to Kununurra. Fast forward for a modern history lesson in Darwin. See Government House, first constructed in 1877. And learn more about the bombing of Darwin in World War II. The old Darwin Town Hall, built in the late 1800s, didn't survive the might of Tracy in 1974. A visit to Wyndham, WA's oldest and northernmost town, is an opportunity to experience the tough, pioneering spirit of the top end. The town's museum offers a compelling collection of dusty memorabilia from the past century. Wyndham is also home to the Big Croc and arguably the world's biggest boab tree, along with the largely forgotten Afghan cemetery, the last resting place of the Afghan cameleers of the 1890s. The large graves are thought to accommodate not only the cameleer, but also their camel. And at the end of our tour in spectacular Broome, we have the opportunity to follow in the footsteps of the cameleers and their beloved beasts, once the only means of transport through the Kimberley, with our own ride along beautiful Cable Beach. There are plenty of opportunities on this tour to learn more about Indigenous culture. And one of the easiest ways to connect is through Aboriginal art. It's widely available in Darwin and right here in sunny Broome. And I'm going to talk to the experts to find out more. So Sue, tell me, why is Indigenous art so popular on the international art scene these days?
I think possibly it's because the works are so fresh and vibrant and alive and so incredibly contemporary, and people really respond to that. As well, they've got this wonderful ancient basis to the work. Each artist paints their dreaming story, and it tells something so particular and unique about Australia, and people respond wonderfully to that.
Now, I'm totally uninitiated.
Yes.
When you are buying a piece of Indigenous art, what should you look for?
Well, it's important as to where the work comes from. The work you need to love. Your purchase is going to enhance your life and to have something that you really are delighted by, and every day in different lights it will change and thrill you.
I get myself off to a good start each day with a full breakfast, which is included in the cost of the tour. Several dinners are also included, and we're served up a tempting array of tasty top-end style Aussie favourites. There's plenty of variety and a mix of three-course a la carte and buffet-style meals on offer. For a surprise taste of bush tucker, try some fresh barramundi or some WA macadamias washed down with the local brew. Now, even out here in the inhospitable Bungle Bungles, you can find some bush tucker to eat if you're hungry enough. Now, this little fellow is the bush potato or bush tomato, depending on who you get your information from. What you do is you pop them in the fire, roll them round, the spikes fall out, and you can eat the inner bit. Apparently, it's not very nice, and I think I'll stick to the hotel buffet. While there are plenty of great restaurants for your free night in Darwin, your visit should correspond with the magical Mindle Beach markets. Enjoy the colourful local characters, the arts and crafts on offer, along with the taste sensations of Asia. From a city that's closer to Bali than it is to Brizzy. Grab a snack and head for the beach, which is where you'll find half the population enjoying the fabulous sunset. How would you like to win an amazing touring package? Well, here's your chance from Tour the World. This fabulous prize includes a $1,000 voucher towards a tour for 2 people from Evergreen Tours, a world of discovery. A stylish set of 3 Drive Light luggage cases from Antler, the champions of lightweight luggage. A selection of Go travel products to help you get the most from your travel experience. And a men's holiday wardrobe to the value of $500 from Uberman. Contemporary urban looks and uncompromising quality. Just tell us in 25 words or less where you'd like to tour to and why. Visit tourtheworld.com.au. All right, now if you're anything like me and you return home empty-handed, there will be trouble. So time for some retail therapy, top-end style with a twist. Now hopefully your tour will either coincide with the fabulous Mindle markets in Darwin at the beginning or here at the Courthouse markets in Broome at the end. Either way, it's a great way to mix it with the locals. Broome's Courthouse Market, which operates on Saturdays all year round, is brimming with tie-dyed t-shirts and community spirit. There are more chances to pick up a piece of Indigenous art or any of the other arts, crafts and jewellery on offer. But it's the characters you'll meet along the way that will have you wondering if a sea change to Broome might just be on the cards. It's a wonderful way to spend a morning, and you'll really get a feel for the laid-back lifestyle this amazing town enjoys. But I'm not leaving without one of these, a free hug. Now that is a bargain. Broome has a long history as a pearling centre, and this is where the serious shopping really begins. To descend to the deep, dark depths, and I have to say, these were very brave men. Now, if you think this tour ticks all the boxes on your holiday checklist, then call Evergreen Tours or go online to evergreentours.com. For more episodes of Tour the World, visit our website or track us down on Facebook. Now I have seen it all, a cameraman riding backwards on a camel. Well, after 2,000 kilometres, that is the end of our extraordinary journey. Now keep in touch via our Facebook page and website, and we look forward to seeing you tour the world again with us next time. What do you say, Joe? Not much. See you then.